Hey, Asia, can you hear me? Good morning. Oh, evening. It's evening time. Hey, girl. Hey, ladies. Hello, my godmother. Oh, I'm so glad you're on. I need you to text me your lamb chop recipe. Can you text it to me? I promised somebody that I would do that. Love you more. Wonderful. Hey, Nat. Well, hello. I was going to call you by your maiden name, but you're all married and fit and all. How are you? You're supposed to be in class, young man. Hey, Pat, good to see you. Hey, Valandria. You better go to class, young man. Get my water. Oh, my goodness. Chanel, how are you? I know. I'm excited too, Nat. In less than a week's time, I got to spend quality time with you. I'm so excited. What a day. I wish we could have Tuesdays. Am I allowed to call you the family nickname, Mr. Brown? I know you're a big wig law enforcement officer. Do I get to call you your name? The name I know you as? I'm hanging in there. It's good to see you. Hello, Soror. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. You know how I do. I like to say hello and give out shout outs. If you don't want me to give you a shout out, then you should just tell me that. So, hey, my fellow CCH person. Are you going to the reunion? I'm not. My son is in the midst of planning for his surgery. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to travel back east. But please take lots of pictures. Tell everybody I said hey. Good to see you too. Hey now. Okay. I usually don't like to penalize people who arrive on time. So good evening. Hi, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. My weekend, as usual, when you have children, is quite eventful. So first, the daughter had a birthday. So those of you that are on my social media know that we do it big every year. We normally do it on the holiday. We go out of town and we dress up. We dress alike for about 36 hours. And we go have dinner, and then we have high tea and hang out. It's just the two of us. We spend the night in a hotel, so it's a really big deal. We normally do it during Christmas when she's off for an extended period of time, but we elected to do it for her birthday this year because the son, as most of you know, big son is having surgery in about a month. So we decided to push it up. A shout out to all of my sorority sisters who joined, one in particular who always lives her best life for her whole birthday month. But listen, your birthday was in October, young lady. So the fact that you're in Napa Valley kicking it, I don't understand. And I'm living vicariously through you. So, okay. So it was good. Safe travels back to you. So we have been running around, and then of course Big Son got braces today because you know my children are the gift that keeps on giving. So he has the top. He'll get the bottom after back surgery. So I know that a lot of you are prepping for the holiday. Thanksgiving is coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you in advance. I always ask people who do not have any place to go and you live locally and you want to come and crash with the Goodmans, feel free, inbox either the husband or myself. You don't have to bring anything, just some sweats and a pair of holy socks. We're very, very comfortable. And that's, you know, it's funny, I'm talking about Thanksgiving because what I didn't know, so my children don't like turkey. You know, we don't do a lot of pork and beef in the house. And that's mostly because the husband and I can't digest it anymore, but we let the children eat whatever they want. And they are so tired of chicken and turkey that they don't want it for Thanksgiving, they asked for ham, which I never had growing up during the holiday season because half my family is Muslim. They were in the Nation of Islam. And so we didn't eat pork during the holiday season. We had lamb. So that was always a big deal. So the kids want ham this year. And so I was like, okay, I'll make it. I know how to make ham. That's not a big deal. What I didn't realize is that everyone sells cooked ham. I don't understand that. So I'm supposed to buy a cooked ham to cook it again, to put that glaze on and my pineapples and my cherries on it. I don't understand that. And someone told me to go to a butcher, but I have been to like 3 stores. I've been to Whole Foods, affectionately called Whole Paycheck. I've been to Walmart. I've been to our local grocer, and I don't understand. I don't understand. That's true, Joby. There was, but we didn't come for the holidays. We always came in the summertime. So I did not know that it's cooked ham and that you have to recook it. I'm not feeling that. I feel like I should cook the ham, like the whole ham. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't buy. I feel like on Thanksgiving, everything has to be homemade. Just that's how I was raised. So I can't imagine buying a ham that's already cooked, like a honey baked ham. I just can't do that. I'm sorry, I wasn't raised that way. Everything has to be homemade, everything. You only have prepackaged stuff in the event something goes horribly wrong. I'll give you an example. My grandfather made the best yeast rolls ever in the history of yeast rolls. They were amazing. There was only one person who had that recipe. She's on the video now. She's watching live. My aunt, my godmother, my Aunt Carol, who made them from scratch. And then she had a bout with illness, and so some of that took her memory away. So we've been trying to perfect this yeast roll recipe ever since. Her son, shout out to Justin, has done it, and so I am working feverishly to catch up. So I think after we went through 2 batches last Thanksgiving, that I'm cool. But I always have rolls on hand just in case I gotta pop them in the oven, like a Pillsbury or Rhodes or something, just in case, because I feel like you have to have hot, fresh rolls on Thanksgiving. So I'll let you know how that goes on. I'm gonna actually start cooking tomorrow. So I will keep you posted. I couldn't start today because the husband, I think most of you know this, has started his baking business. So he makes bread pudding that's amazing, those of you who have had it. He's working on shipping it, but he had to make, I think, 10 desserts today. So I had to be out the kitchen because we can't be in the kitchen at the same time. We will kill one another. It's not gonna work. So anywho, this is what I want to talk about today, people. Now, I told you, this is my disclaimer. It always is, don't get slick on my page, because what will happen, ladies and gentlemen, I will block you. 1 word, 2 syllables. I will do the block, okay? I will block you. Today, normally you would think about Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving season. People are grateful and benevolent. I have a little bit of an attitude today. I've had one for about 48 hours now, and I'm trying to work it out. But today I want to talk about ungratefulness. That's what I want to talk about today, because I am annoyed. I'm annoyed, and I've been annoyed for some time, so I should probably give some of you a disclaimer. I think most of you know that I've been in therapy for the last year, and in this particular, for whatever reason this year, I have been very angry. And I can't, it's an emotion that I'm not really used to. Like, I have spurts of anger. I'm usually not that chick. I do hold grudges, in fairness. I do hold grudges, but it takes a while for me to get there. Like, in order for me to have a grudge, I've got to, it takes a minute. It takes a minute. But once I hold a grudge, I'm a grudge holder. And I'm working with that, Jesus is working with me. But this year in particular, and when I hold a grudge, I'm usually just apathetic, indifferent. But this year in particular, I have been very, very, very angry. And I can't shake it. Can't shake my anger at all. And what I realized upon deeper introspection with my therapist is that I'm a people pleaser. And I knew that. I knew that I was a people pleaser. I like people to have a good time. I like people to enjoy themselves when they're around me. And those of you who know me know that when I walk into a room, I really do feel like it's my job to change the atmosphere, right? To make people feel good, not in a phony, pretentious kind of way. Just, I feel like we spend so much time just being mad and angry and uptight and worried for other people that I want to laugh. And because I truly believe that that is who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to make people laugh from the inside, not the kind of laugh where it's surface. I mean, gut wrenching, tears rolling down your face. I believe I'm that person, not necessarily a comedian, but I just think that's my job, to bring joy. And so when I walk into a room, that's always my intention. I can be by myself, I can be around others, but my goal is to leave everybody better than the way they got there. All of us, myself included. I think we're more richer for it. We're more fuller as people, and laughter is good for the soul. And I try in any way possible to ensure that occurs, that we all have a moment where we can, it's really a memory, right? To share something that's just so fun, right? But lately, it's been difficult for me to do that. I find that I don't have no more F's to give, people. I got none. I don't have the patience. That's really what it comes down to. I don't have the patience for nonsense. And I think because I am at capacity with a lot of things going on in my life this year, I have a father-in-law who had a pretty debilitating stroke earlier this year. My son is going through stuff. He's about to have major surgery. He's had some issues, both emotionally and intellectually with his learning. So that's been a struggle. Just things in general that have kind of been weighing my life this particular year. And it just feels like I'm at capacity, beyond, like the cup runneth over. Mine is doing this. It's like spilling and flooding and doing all of these things. And I feel like if I'm giving the time to someone, if I'm investing in you that moment, that's time that I'm taking away from my children, who deserve all of my time, right? Because I am investing in them. I am pouring what I have into them. And for me, if I take a moment to give, I don't have any problems. And I want to be very clear on this. I don't have any problems giving to people. I don't have any problems sharing what I'm doing. I don't have any problems just exchanging knowledge. There are some people that are like that. I'm not one of those people. And it could be something as small as, if you ask me where I get my shoes, I'll tell you. I'm not that chick. If you ask me what outfit I got on and where I got it from, I'll tell you. I won't share my hairstylist though. I don't know why. I gotta really like you to share my hairdresser. I don't know why. I'm real territorial about my hairstylist. Maybe because I feel like in my mind, she just belongs to me and she doesn't have an annual salary. But I can't walk in and see somebody that I kind of like with my hairdresser. And I'm honest, like I'll tell people, yeah, I can't share her. I can't do it. And I tell her, every hairstylist I've had, I do not share them. I don't. I've got to love you. And you know that I love you. My hairstylist will say to that individual, okay, Lisa must really love you because she don't refer me to nobody. And I don't. I don't do that. That's the one thing I don't share, but I'll share anything else. I'll tell you where I got my car. I'll tell you how to save money. You want to know where my kids go to school, where they go to camp, where I bought my house, how I went about it. I will do any of that for anybody, and not to look for anything in return, because really the truth is I want everybody to win. It's just who I am, and that is how I was raised. That's how my family is raised. That's how they raised us. My aunts, everybody shared. So you know what I don't like? I don't like when people take my kindness for weakness, as if I owe you what I did for you. Now, again, I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm not. But would it kill you to say thank you? Would it kill you to say, I appreciate what you did? Because I don't have to do it. And that's the piece that I think is so difficult for me, is that I don't have to do anything for you or anybody else. I don't have to share my talent. I don't have to share my time. I don't have to share my treasures. I only have to do that for Jesus. I don't have to do that for nobody else. Nobody. And so when I do it, would it kill you just to acknowledge, just to say thank you? Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, thank you for doing that. And if you are going to thank me, would it kill you to be sincere? I struggle with that. And it feels like lately that I'm running across more people who are not appreciative of time that I or somebody else gives you. And it's interesting because I'm talking to a lot of my friends now where we're all kind of at this crossroads of friendships with people. Now I realize that not everybody's in your life, for your entire life, and that sometimes people are in your lives for a season. I do understand that. And sometimes people come back to you. I get that too. But I really struggle with people who are unkind, unappreciative, ungrateful. It really annoys. My godmother's on this. She sees me, so I was going to say something else. It really gets on my nerves. It really bothers me. It does. And it makes me angry. As if you're entitled to my kindness. That's what it feels like to me. That you are completely ambivalent to my act of kindness. And I feel like it happens more and more often to me and others. And I've had enough. I've had enough of trying to please people. Because what I realize is that if I don't stop giving, you're just going to keep taking. And you're not going to give anything back. And I find that when I let those folks go out of my life, I have so much more peace. So much more. I feel so much better. But what I find happening is normally I just let you go. But now I'm enraged. And I feel the need to tell you about yourself. And I was never like that before. I usually just let things kind of roll off like, that's just them. I really want to be more graceful. That's really my goal for 2019 is to be more graceful in my responses, to be more ladylike, to not necessarily react with my initial thoughts, that I can do a better job of pausing, thinking, and then responding. And I don't do that very well. I have some amazingly diplomatic friends who know what to say, always know the right thing to say, always know how to say it, and when to add that little bit of sass or saltiness. They know the right recipe, if you will, to kind of bring that in and then reel it back. I'm not that chick. I don't have the patience. I really don't have any more F's to give. I got none. None. And some of y'all about to feel my wrath. And that scares me because once I explode, implode, I can't go back. I can't. I can forgive you, but I can't F with you no more. That's really the bottom line. You can't be in my space anymore. You can't even be in the outer perimeter. When I tell you I gotta let you go, you gotta be way over there, because if I'm reacting to you like that, that tells me that you're toxic for me, to me, around me. And I have to get you away from me as quickly as possible. And I'm too old for nonsense. I am middle-aged, and I wish that I saw this in myself years ago when I was younger. But I keep thinking, I have a 3 strikes rule. 3. You got 3 times to get up under my skin. They can be at the same time, another time, it doesn't matter. But once you get to that third strike, it's pretty much over for me. I can't fool with you anymore. And no one is exempt. Family, friends, co-workers, it doesn't matter. Because I believe in the golden rule. I treat people the way I want to be treated. So if you're mistreating me, it is conscious. And I really feel like it's a bullying tactic. And again, because I was bullied as a child, I'm far more sensitive than I believe most people are. And so for me, it's you're being a bully. And I have to immediately resolve that. And so I am struggling with people that take my kindness for weakness. I am struggling with people that are ungrateful of my time, of me as a person. And I'm really working on it. I am trying. I actually I pray first. When I know that it's coming, I usually start with, okay, God, I'm going to need you to grab hold of my tongue and help me through this. Because if you don't, I'm going to take over. And I tell people all the time, I have Christian, non-Christian conversations every day. Sometimes Jesus wins. Sometimes it's the dude with the horns. And I'm good with him too sometimes. Like, okay, it's time. It's time for me to tell you about yourself. I'm hypersensitive because of everything that's going on right now in my life. Everything. That I don't have the patience. I don't have it. I don't have it to give. I don't have time to raise adults. I am raising children. I don't have time for it. And what I find is that most people who behave this way, it is absolutely intentional. Their thought process is, well, this is what I do anyway. This is who I am. I'm in a bad mood. Just because you're in a bad mood, just because you've been that way in the past does not excuse your behavior. It doesn't excuse your nastiness. It doesn't excuse your disposition. It doesn't give you carte blanche, authority, approval to be nasty. Or I was going to say to be out of character, but this may very well be your character. It's not right and it's not fair. It's not fair to people who genuinely want to do something nice for you. But when you're nasty, for real, you think I'm going to continue to give you advice? Think I'm going to let you be on my social media? You think that I'm not going to cuss you the F out? I am. I'm not. I try. Every day I try to be gracious. I keep thinking in my mind, what would Claire Huxtable do? True story. First therapy session, the therapist asked me, who do I want to be? What kind of mother do I want to be? What kind of person? I immediately said with a straight face, Claire Huxtable. And she laughed. And I wasn't. And she said, Claire Huxtable isn't even Claire Huxtable, right? She's a character. But that's who I strive to be. I strive to be someone with grace and always has the right answer and kind and diplomatic. I really do try to be that way. But sometimes y'all push me too far. And I have to remind you that I'm not a punk. My husband says this all the time. Jesus was a lot of things, but he was never a punk. And I'm one of his children. Y'all try me if you want to. I'm not. When I feel wronged, and my daughter does this too, my immediate response is to right that wrong. It's immediate. And you all know this, all right? Because I've said it before. Sometimes it's that, I snap just like that with, who you think you're talking to? It doesn't even get to be mature. Who you think you're talking to? Immediately. And sometimes I pause. I'm like, ugh, I'm in church. let me chill. Jesus is around all the time, but he's lurking. in his house. So let me ease up. Y'all know me like that. Let me not use profanity after the biblical verse. Let me not do that. And I am working on myself, because what I realize is that these people have always been this way. It's me who has to change. I have to figure out a better way to relieve what I feel in a way that is productive and constructive for me as well as the individual. But this has been a rough year for me, emotionally, physically. It's been hard. And I'm working on it. So I'm going to ask that y'all pray for me as I pray for y'all, because my heart is heavy. Ooh, I got some heavy stuff going on. And the last thing that I want to do is end friendships and relationships. But if I find that you are not appreciative of our relationship, if I find that you're taking advantage of what I give you or what I bring to the table, I will let you go. And I promise you all will be well with my soul. I promise. Heavy thoughts today, folks. Now I gotta go. So again, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I wish you all the best. I wish nothing but gratefulness for you. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to me rant. Please continue to share. I love y'all so much. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Till next week. Deuces.